Do you think your house can be totally changed in a single weekend? Instead of using a costly service, millions of families are able to live more simply thanks to a Japanese factory secret that has become a cleaning habit. You'll learn how to sift and get rid of extra stuff guilt-free in this video. How to rearrange everything so you won't have to look for reading glasses or keys tomorrow. How to make cleaning a 10-minute daily routine that doesn't cause stress or weariness. More importantly, how to keep it up over time so that your house is always clean, light, and airy. I personally discovered this during a cultural fair in America from a Japanese woman who was over 60. In addition to altering my perception of my house, her experience convinced me that fires can help anyone, particularly those over 50 or 60, maintain a comfortable, secure, and a tranquil environment. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you find this information helpful and you share my concern for home decluttering. I'm inspired to keep releasing more significant content because of your support. I appreciate you being here. I participated in Japantown's Cherry Blossom Festival, a Japanese cultural event in America. Tens of thousands of people attended what is regarded as the biggest Japanese festival in the United States, where they were treated to street food, kimonos, Tao drums, and traditional craft booths. In the midst of that vibrant environment, I encountered a Japanese woman in her 60s who had a soft smile and silver hair that was wrapped up nicely. She was Aki Tanaka, and she had spent more than 30 years in California. She heard me say that I make content on lifestyle, decluttering, and most importantly, my passion for Japanese culture. Anyone who cares about tidiness should know one thing, she remarked, laughing. The fives approach. Although fives originated in factories, she claimed that it had become a regular routine that helped her maintain her tiny house tidy, secure, and airtight. As someone who incorporated the Japanese spirit into her life in America, her narrative was more than simply a hypothesis. I made the decision to pay attention and repeat every step. And I'll start with the first habit today as I reveal the truths I discovered from Mrs. Aki Tanaka that day. Siri sort of habit 1 Siri, which translates to sorting and selecting, is the first fives phase. According to Mrs. Aki, it may seem straightforward, but it is the cornerstone of all neatness. She claimed that she brought a lot of clothing and other stuff from Japan with her when she first arrived in California, each of which had a special meaning. However, after only a few years, her little San Jose flat became claustrophobic. She suddenly recalled the lessons Japanese parents instill in their kids. Give something up if you haven't used it in a year. Don't keep anything if it no longer makes you happy. She asked herself 3 questions as she started by removing everything from her wardrobe and placing it on the bed. Do I actually use this? Do I still enjoy it? Is it worth maintaining too? As a consequence, almost half of the clothing was carefully packed into bags and delivered to a charity shop in San Jose's Japantown that specializes in accepting clothing and household goods to donate to underprivileged families. That feeling is like putting half a burden away, she remarked. Her heart felt lighter, and the house was brighter. As I listened to her, I recalled all the occasions I had opened my closet, discovered mountains of clothing, and still grumbled that I had nothing to wear. The intriguing thing is that by using Siri, you not only free up mental space and experience a surprising sense of relief, but you also declutter your wardrobe. I saw a contrast here from the practices of many elders in America. Decisiveness is a common choice among Japanese people. Let it go if it isn't used within a year. But a lot of older Americans would rather separate things into boxes. Keep, donate, and store, allowing time to pass before choosing to throw away. 2 distinct methods. One is a quick philosophy to make you feel better right now. Being cautious and giving oneself time to adapt to change is the other. Both are essential because they demonstrate the elder generation's efforts to maintain a clean home and a calm spirit. Zatan, organize the second habit. Zatan is the next phase after sorting, according to Mrs. Ari. Arranging things correctly. The rule is straightforward. Everything has its place. Everything has a place. She chuckled and claimed that she never wasted time searching for items, even though Satan had made her flat small. There was always a little tray for reading glasses and keys at the door. Spice jars with large, obvious labels were arranged in a single area of the kitchen shelf. To ensure that anyone entering the bathroom knew exactly where everything was, she utilized clear boxes labeled hair, face, and teeth. She claimed that this arrangement not only benefited her, but also made it easier for visiting family members to find items without having to ask repeatedly. I attempted to visualize my own house as I recalled what she had said. Could a visitor locate a sugar jar, toilet paper, or spoon without asking me? The response would likely cause me to reflect. The intriguing part is that Satan doesn't need to purchase more costly containers or racks. Just a single weekend afternoon to put related things in one collection. Put them in the appropriate location for your usage patterns and title them simply. If you do that, you'll save hours in the months to come. I saw a slight but significant change in my routines compared to those of many seniors in the United States. The Japanese are known for their precise organization. Like a quiet pledge to the future, each object is labeled and put in place. Seniors in America, on the other hand, frequently organize things according to zones. For instance, all of the cooking supplies are kept in this kitchen corner, while all of the repair tools are kept in that garage corner. They trust recollection and familiar places, but they don't always classify specifics. Both approaches are beneficial. One makes it simple for others to utilize and step in. The other gives the homeowner a feeling of comfort and familiarity. And I came to see that keeping our house tidy might occasionally be a gift for guests as much as for oneself. Third habit. Shine. Say. According to Mrs. Dark, the house still lacks liveliness, even if you just organize things. According to the third phase, the living area should be made as airy and bright as possible. She claimed that she cleaned the sink, swept the foyer, and wiped down the kitchen counter for precisely 10 minutes each night before going to bed. 10 minutes is all that is needed. However, the house always welcomes me when I wake up tomorrow, she remarked. Cleaning is more of a ritual than a responsibility in Japan, where even elementary school students clean their classrooms after class, she said. That was a practice she continued in California. To make her reflection appear refreshed in the morning, the bathroom mirror was constantly cleaned. Every week, the doormat at the entrance was shaken out, preventing visitors from noticing dirt when they entered. As I listened to her, I thought that my house would likely look very different if I simply spent 10 minutes before bed cleaning up, rather than letting everything pile up for the weekend. The intriguing part is that CISO purifies the emotion as well as the substance. You feel lighter after wiping down the kitchen counter? You get the impression that tomorrow will go more easily after sweeping the foyer. I noticed some parallels and minor variations with the routines of many older Americans. Cleaning is frequently viewed by Japanese people as a ritual and an integral aspect of their culture, much like cleaning temples or classrooms. Seniors in America frequently designate a specific day of the week for dusting, vacuuming carpets, mopping floors, deep cleaning, and general housekeeping. Small, everyday constancy is valued by one side. For larger but fewer frequent sessions, the other conserves energy. In their own ways, both are correct. Everyday lightness is brought about by the Japanese rhythm. The American rhythm conveys the idea of accomplishing a lot at once. I realized that cleaning might be a little weekly job or a daily meditation. Both provide us a sense of control over our living area. The fourth habit is Seitsu standardization. The next level, according to Mrs. Aki, is Seitsu, which involves transforming the home's organization, cleanliness, and shine into a standard that the entire family can adhere to. She showed me a small piece of paper taped to the door of the refrigerator after opening it. Monday, clean kitchen was written on it. Tuesday, clean the loo. Change the tablecloth on Wednesday. I don't want to remember everything when I get older. I simply gaze at this, she chuckled. There was no situation of each person thinking, probably someone else will do it, because everyone in her home was aware of this routine. The simplicity of it caught me off guard. Cleaning became a habit rather than a chore with just a single sheet of paper and a few lines. She added that everyone had a specific role to play after each event while volunteering at a Japanese-American center in San Jose. One collected trash, one piled chairs, and one washed tables. The cleaning process was completed swiftly and happily thanks to its clear division. I reflected on my own house, where I occasionally left tasks for the person I would be tomorrow. Perhaps things would be easier if there was a small schedule and a common norm. The intriguing thing is that Saiketsu only requires minor reminders that are repeated frequently enough for everyone to become accustomed to it. I noticed parallels, but distinct expressions in the habits of many senior citizens in the United States. In order to foster family harmony, Japanese people frequently write schedules and post them in conspicuous places. Routines are a common way for older Americans to form habits. For instance, laundry is done on Saturday morning. Gardening and vacuuming are scheduled for Sunday afternoon. They don't always put it in writing. However, after years of repetition, their bodies almost memorize it. Writing and pictures help one side standardize, while a familiar routine of life helps the other. By preventing overthinking, both enable cleaning to become as instinctive as breathing on a regular basis. Shiuk maintain is the fifth habit. According to Mrs. Aki, Shitsuk is the lifeblood that sustains a house if the first four steps are analogous to building one. Shitsuk refers to upholding discipline. However, she stressed the importance of gradual repetition until it becomes second nature, rather than rigorous discipline. She remembered that her mother didn't have to remind them very much when she was a child in Osaka. She just put her shoes neatly at the door and hung her coat on the hook when she walked in. All we did was observe and follow. Nobody considered it a chore. It was just a habit, she explained. That's what she still does in California. She plays the 5-minute reset game with her granddaughter every night before bed, puts on upbeat music, and then runs about the home for 5 minutes, rearranging everything. She claimed that although she regarded it as a means of upholding order, her granddaughter saw it as a fun. I was struck by how organic her story seemed. Shitsuki was clean because it was expected of him, not because he had to. Suddenly, I remembered all the times I left things unkempt and promised myself I would clean them later, only to end up spending twice as much time the next day. I would have saved a ton of work if I had made it a practice to put things back right away. I discovered another important factor when I compared my routines to those of many senior citizens in the United States. Mrs. Aki and other Japanese people frequently uphold discipline by setting an example. Children observe and imitate what the grown-ups do. However, a lot of senior citizens in America uphold order by following the house rules. Everyone must abide by common rules, like clearing their own plates after supper, or vacuuming the house together every Friday. One side tends to agree by rule, while the other side leans towards leading by action. Both methods foster endurance, yet they are distinct. And I saw that maintaining the beat is crucial, regardless of the option you select. As a result, the house never experiences the exhausting cycle of clutter and subsequent cleanup. I couldn't get Mrs. Aki out of my head when the festival concluded and I departed Japantown. Her eyes are bright, her hair is already silver, and her modest house is always clean and comfortable. She's in her 60s. Perfection was not a topic she discussed. She solely discussed feies, the 5 minor routines she had followed for many years. Sayo to shine, Sitsu to standardize, Shitsu to maintain, Siri to sort, and Satan to put things in order. They appear to be technical steps at first, but upon closer inspection, I realized they were a way of life. I came to see that although Japanese and American cleaning rhythms may differ, they have one thing in common. Everybody desires a house that is light, safe, and a reflection of their current selves. The fact that this empathy transcends national boundaries and cultural divides was what most comforted me. And maybe it's the best present Mrs. Aki gave me during our little chat. Keeping your home tidy involves more than just putting things away. It also involves taking care of yourself. If you've listened this far, don't expect to make all the changes at once. Start small. 5 minutes before bedtime, or perhaps just one drawer or kitchen counter. A significant transformation will emerge from those modest beginnings. I appreciate you being a part of this journey with me. If it was helpful to you, please subscribe, like, and share. I'm inspired to keep releasing more significant content because of your support. Now, I want to know which of the 5 stages you plan to begin this weekend. You never know who could be inspired by your experience. So leave your response in the comments. I'll see you in the upcoming videos.